Alright. What's going on, guys? Back here with another episode of Footsteps of Faith podcast. Not really sure how this one's going to pan out. Parker's got a little something he wants to touch up on. And then we're just going to kind of give a little checkup on how we're doing with our faith and how we're making things work. So, yeah. So hop right in. Where do you want to start with?
Do I want to start with this, or I think we should start with what we were kind of feeling, because this can kind of bank off of
Yeah.
that.
Okay. Yep. Sure.
Yeah. All right.
Sure. Who wants to start?
I'm not going to start because I got this too. So
Yeah,
I want
So
to.
you're gonna.
I want to.
Okay.
Okay.
So I just go left to right. You can start.
All right. Yeah. I mean, I'm doing good. Definitely having that faith is definitely it clears your mind. It makes you not think about like bad things. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh, you kind of hit that milestone where you're
yeah,
just like,
it's like
Not just
it's
left.
like yeah, like I don't even think about that stuff anymore. Like lust. It's like I'm walking.
Even if you see it,
Yeah, it's like
it
doesn't even cross my mind anymore. It's like, oh, there's a girl right there. Whatever, keep walking. Yeah, I mean, I'm still struggling to get to church. I work weekdays and weekends, weekend nights especially. Like last night, I didn't get home until 12 o'clock. I didn't clock out of work until 12. So it's just tough to wake up in the morning and go, especially after working a 40-hour week.
yeah, we feel you, dog. We do.
Yeah, we got
Yeah.
two jobs as well.
We don't stay up that late though.
Oh.
Well, actually,
Last
yeah.
night was a little different, but yeah.
But yeah, one thing that helps me too is the music I listen to. A lot of this mainstream country music. I'm a country guy, so a lot of this mainstream country music is talking about drinking, women, and breaking the law,
for
and
sure.
doing all kinds of stuff like that.
Not even country music.
Yeah,
a
just-
lot of
just
other music. Too.
Music in general is
Yeah.
just
A lot of bad music out there.
But yeah,
And it's terrible because I feel like I listen to some of it, and then like the other day I was just clicked like shuffle play on my like songs. I heard the song and I was like, oh, I can't believe I like listened to the song. I was like, man, this is a banger. And I was like, listen to it. And this
It's actually horrible.
Yeah.
I was like,
It's actually
what am I
a horrible
doing?
song.
But yeah, I had to look that guy's name up quick.
Yeah,
Listen to this guy.
Oh, like the prodigal.
Joshua Queen. He sings the prodigal, the prodigal,
yeah.
Garden in Manhattan, and My Promised Land. Those are definitely my top 3 favorite Christian-based songs for sure. But yeah, that music that helps me a lot because then, like when I'm out, when I'm just driving around and all of a sudden I'll be listening to some Morgan Wallen, some Last Night comes on. It's like I don't really need to be hearing that stuff right now, and
I think the right answer.
yeah, no, it's definitely not the right answer. So that just Christian-based music has definitely been helping. I also found I'm a country guy, like I said. There's this one country guy who kind of teamed up with a bunch of other guys like Thomas Rhett, Brett Young, Florida Georgia Line. They sing a bunch of really, really good songs. They got a whole album just based on Christian, holy-based music.
I think I have a couple of those
Yeah,
songs actually.
yep,
I think
yep.
I know what you're talking
Like
about.
Be the Moon, Sing, Thank You Lord.
Oh yeah, you had like 12 of them on that playlist.
Yes.
Oh, we shared playlists. We had like our Christian music playlists. We shared. I was going through his. I know I worked there today. I was like, all right.
Like God Who Listens, Sing. This one's by Chris Tomlin. That's the main guy. He's in all the songs. But then there's like Thomas Rhett, Russell Dickerson, Florida Georgia Line, Brett Young, Russell Dickerson. Probably already said him, but yeah, they got a bunch of songs in this album that
I know what you're talking
yeah.
about. I've actually listened to that one.
They're really good. I personally enjoy listening to them a lot better than listening to that other stuff. So yeah, I mean, I'd say I've been doing pretty good. Definitely not perfect yet. Got a bunch of things I got to work on yet, but I'm getting there. Footsteps.
What's that step? Do you feel like you're kind of going through like steps?
For sure. Yep.
It's like stages.
One thing at a time. Like it's first it was music, then it was lust. Like boom,
Yeah.
it happened like
Yeah.
a couple days at a time, and just
Couple days, man.
I feel like
Yeah,
that's something I
couple
struggle
weeks.
with though is the music for sure.
Mhm.
That's like an everyday like hard thing to do because I carpool to work every day.
Yep.
So like I have no control over the radio or
Uh-huh.
anything that the other person wants to listen to. So I'm kind of stuck right in the middle of it, and
Yep.
that's a 2 hours out of my day that I gotta sit in the car and listen to whatever they want to listen to, and
Mm-hmm.
that's sometimes something you can't change, or especially if it's their car, you can't really do nothing
For sure.
So
And like even at work, like people will be. I mean, I work construction, so they want to cussing on the job sites are crazy.
Dude,
that's,
that's what I struggle
That's-
with.
yeah.
I struggle with that
That's
too.
worse. Yep.
that's what I've been trying to work on. I know Parker
Yeah.
has been as well.
And
trying
it's
to stop
terrible.
swearing.
Yeah.
But
Like you go to work and then I think it's just it's not even like I mean bad intent with it.
Uh-huh. It's
But
just
it's
It's
just
like,
the-
oh, this effing machine, the effing
yeah,
hydraulic hose, this effing wrench, that effing. It's like, oh.
it's like a code built into your system that you like preset to say like as soon as something goes wrong, it just comes out.
I got these new big headphones though. They're noise canceling, and they got like Bluetooth on them. So I just throw those on during the day, so I don't have to listen to anyone. I can just listen to my music all day.
Dude, yeah, I was doing that the other day. I was listening to your whole playlist. I got these new Milwaukee earbuds. They're like noise canceling, but they're not.
Yep.
So if somebody talks to me, I can hear them. But if I swing a hammer against like a big metal bucket,
Yeah. Yep.
it'll cancel it all. I'm like, man, this is kind of sick.
Yeah.
That's nice.
But yeah, I mean, I'm not doing terrible. I definitely have a lot of things I want to work on yet, but for the most part, I'm getting there. I'm doing my best to achieve that strictly holy life. So
Man, I feel like I'm gonna say something controversial here, but I feel like once I kind of got over the point of like, there's not a good way of putting this.
just say it.
Okay, but like getting over the lust part, you know,
Uh-huh.
I think the hardest part was like, you have to look past the things that girls do.
Okay.
Is that a good way of putting it? I really don't want to go
Yeah.
deeper into that because it's
Uh-huh.
like it's kind of a trap.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to say like, oh, this and that, but like,
Yeah.
we go to the gym.
Yeah, they're setting you up. It's a setup.
Yeah, it's like don't advertise if you don't want to sell, but like at the same time, it's just like,
Yeah, right.
It's
That's kind of the best way to put it. Don't advertise if you're not.
but like we need to stop looking at it. Now it's like that was like the hardest part, and then I feel like once I kind of got over that part, it was kind of
See, but like that too. Like, if you stop, like even just like on social media, if you stop liking those and spending a lot of like,
I kind of just
you won't
quit
see
with
it
that in
anymore.
general.
You won't see it anymore. But it's harder in the real world. Like obviously, when you go to the gym, some girls got the 2-inch freaking shorts on and then the push-up bra and whatever. I mean, it's right there.
It's terrible.
But you gotta just.
I swear they walk right in front of you, they stand right in front of you, and you're just like,
Yeah,
it's
you
like,
kinda
have you ever
walk
seen
away.
that video where the guy puts his headphones right in front of his eyes? He like tilts them down, and he just like starts pumping again. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
nice.
And the girl goes to turn around, and is like, "Hey, stop staring at me." And the guy's got the headphones. Like he wasn't. Yeah, that's
But I-
definitely a
I
hurdle.
feel like once I got over that step, well, I've got like you guys were giving me crap, like, oh, you don't need to delete Instagram, you don't need to delete this and that. And,
See, but I didn't delete Instagram.
Yeah,
Now everything
well,
that
I had to do that. It's not
Yeah,
on the same law.
I'm not saying but
Yeah, we're not all-
sometimes
I
it's
mean, we're not all the
cutthroat
same.
like that.
Different,
I know, but once-
different things are going to work for different people. So
Yeah.
But once I deleted it for a month, it was nice because it was like I didn't like need that.
yeah, like what is it like? They say
Like
like
that
when you're-
craving,
craving,
yeah,
that
the
craving.
Yeah.
craving of scrolling through and looking at stuff. But
Yeah, but that was like nicotine too. Like as soon as
Oh yeah, that
as soon
too.
as you get over the hump, and then you're not used to hitting that or putting one in your lip or whatever.
yeah, I'm still struggling with that, but I'm working on it. I got these new tobacco-free, nicotine-free caffeine pouches that are supposedly
Like way to get off.
the
of it.
same feeling, tastes the same. Like obviously you're not gonna get a buzz from it, but
Cold turkey, man.
I can't.
Yeah, that's
Cold
what I
turkey.
did.
I tried that.
Yes.
The longest I've done was a week, and it was like,
I quit and I went and got icebreaker mints, and every time I feel like I'd pop a couple of my.
That's what
I
I
got
tried.
sunflower seeds.
Yeah.
I tried that too. Icebreaker mints. Oh, I don't
It's
know.
got that minty feeling, you know.
Uh-huh.
So
It's got
that's
that-
kind of what helped me.
like that cool
Seeds.
feeling to
Yeah,
it.
that's what kind of like set it over the edge. I was like, all right, cool. Now every once in a while I hit the mints, but it's more to just hit the mints.
It's the
I
mint.
hit the mints.
Pop a mint upper decky real quick.
Yeah, but it's just something to get that feeling away. Or,
Yeah.
I guess.
I don't know the drinking part though. I feel like that one's been kind of easy now.
Oh, for
It's
sure.
just like You just if you don't go, you don't have a problem.
Well, I still go, and I'm just like, you know what? I'll be the DD, and that's like the thing for me is I'll drive you guys around. That way, that doesn't make me like want to drink because I'm not going to drink and drive. That's just stupid.
Yeah.
So it gives me a reason not to drink, on top of following the gospel and the word. It just kind of helps.
Yeah. I mean, you're in a different age bracket too, though, a little bit. Like,
Yeah.
your age group's kind of just hitting that. Me and Vinny, like,
We're over it.
yeah, it's kind of over it. Like, we don't have to.
Like, if we were gonna drink, it's gonna be at the bars. Like you guys like go to houses.
Yeah, we just go to houses and then we just like sometimes I want to go to like Taco Bell in the middle of the night and they're like
Nobody does that for our age group anymore. It's like go to.
Well, we did that though when we were.
Yeah. We did that. Taco Bell at 3 a.m. and
Terrible.
yeah. But now, if you're the DD, you can go to Taco Bell at 3 a.m. with
and
you
I
guys.
don't have to feel bad about it.
Yep.
'Cause I'm not drunk. I'm not under the influence of anything, and
Yeah, but still though, I mean, the swearing part that sucks.
that is tough.
That one's a tough one. That one's eating me.
Yeah, construction.
Sometimes it's like I'll be at work and I'll just like say something and I'll like walk away and I'm like, man, that was terrible.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Why did I say that? It's like I could have said it like 85 different ways, but that's the one way that I had to say it.
Yeah, it's like what your grandpa told us when we were younger. It's like stupid people swear or something like
Oh
that.
yeah, the uneducated. There's the moral story is there's more intelligent ways to say something.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. He has a good way of phrasing it, but I don't remember what he said it. But what did he catch us saying? We said something dumb. He's like,
Pissed off or something. I think it was the word pissed.
oh, I thought it was like shit or something.
But like we were young. We were young though.
Yeah, we shouldn't have been saying it, but
Yeah. But moral story, don't swear.
don't even start because once you start, it's just like a bad habit, downward spiral.
Like everything. It's like
oh, that's
nicotine
everything.
too.
It's every sin. It's every sin. As soon as you start on it, it's a bad spiral down.
Mhm.
It's fast spiral down too. Like it's
Yeah.
hard to stop for sure.
Like I felt like I was pretty good. Like you can attest to this. We were best friends since first grade. I think we were pretty good up until about like freshman year. Then in a matter of like 4 years, we went from like going to Lake Longer Bible Camp to like
the worst.
not good.
Literally living in mud.
Yeah, really not good. And now it's like,
Well, that's what high school do to you nowadays. It's
well, yeah,
bad.
it took 2 years or a year and a half or whatever to get back to this point.
Mhm.
And we're still not even back to where we were like 8th grade year.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Like 8th grade year was like, man, we'd swear or something. We'd be like, happy my mom didn't catch me saying that. And now it's just
I remember like we made those letters for ourselves to be sent to our houses in 8th
Oh,
grade up until our
disappointing.
senior year. Everything in there, gone.
Yeah,
Out the window.
terrible.
I told myself I didn't want to drink, no swearing, no smoking, whatever. Everything on that list was checked off that I
Yeah,
did
terrible.
and
in
continued.
a matter of what, 4 years?
Yeah, in a
Yeah.
matter of 4 years. Like that's
so
horrible.
bad. Our school system screwed us.
Uh-huh.
No, I'm kidding. It's totally on me, but
Yeah, you gotta
Well,
take
I
fault
mean-
for that.
okay, yeah.
Not all completely on you. Some of the stuff is a little.
It's still on me though.
Like think about
Yeah.
where you go though too. Like imagine if you went to a Christian school or like a private school that was
Well, I don't-
based around
I
Christianity,
feel like I'd be.
and then going to Hick Pulaski here.
I don't know, but I knew some
Where
kids that went to
tractors and
I know some kids who went to private schools and they were pretty screwed up.
okay,
too.
yeah, obviously you're gonna find people like that everywhere. But you know, if you're kind of set up more in that direction,
I
Yeah.
kind of thought about like when I have kids, if I'm gonna put them in public school or private school.
No, I'm just gonna. I already told my mom she's gonna raise them.
Really?
Yeah. It's like, mom, you're gonna school these kids. I don't care. She's like, oh, what? I'm like, mom, do it. I don't care.
Homeschool?
Yeah, I don't care.
Homeschooling is expensive.
they're gonna be weird though.
Yeah, man. Well, they'll hang out with your kids too.
We're all weird then.
Love our own little army. I don't know about that yet, but they're gonna have the good values at home, and then if they go to public school,
They'll just have to instill that on all the kids there too.
yeah, I just hope for the best. To be honest with you,
Mm-hmm.
maybe we open our own school. I don't know. It'd be fun.
Open our own school. What are we gonna call it?
Well, that's a problem for them.
Maybe not open our own school. I don't think we could do that. I don't think I could teach
Dude,
any
didn't that-
classes.
Sydney was just telling us that school that opened up, they had already sold out all the spots that they're trying to add another teacher and stuff to their school.
What is that? Providence Academy?
I think
Yeah.
The new one up
Yeah.
by.
It's in Slumco, I think.
Close to, isn't it close to Bayport? Like close to.
I think so.
Is it on your way into Green Bay? You can see it on the left by all those apartments there.
I have no
Okay.
idea.
I believe.
I think I know which one you're talking
But they
about.
had already filled up all their spots.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like before school year even started, she was saying that they had already. And then they were like, "There's more people saying like, oh, I want my kid in here," and it's like,
That's pretty cool. Well, they don't have a hockey team, so my kids won't be going there.
there's Pulaski.
Well, they don't even. I don't even think Providence co-ops with anyone.
Just you can for hockey. You can just show up somewhere.
Well, they ain't playing for GBU, that's for sure.
We got one kid from Wrightstown.
I don't know.
I don't know. Okay, but yeah, back to this then. So
Bring it back to this. You haven't even.
yeah, we haven't started. Yeah, fair
You
enough.
want to talk about how you're doing?
I mean, I kind of went through a little
Yeah,
bit.
we all just
you
kind
know.
of chirped in there, and I'm
But-
pretty good.
I don't know. I feel like I'm doing pretty well. I mean, I still fall into temptation here and
Mhm.
there. Swearing is definitely one for the job site. Yeah, I struggle with that. And like I said, with the music, I'm kind of just stuck in the middle of it no matter what. I'm carpooling every day, so I got 2 hours right there driving in the morning and then driving at night that I'm no say over whatever the music is, which is bad. But I have been at work. I don't get to listen to music a lot while I'm at work because I'm not allowed to have headphones in. But when I do,
Yeah, me neither.
I kind of get to sneak them. I gotta get to sneak them. But I have been listening to. I've been listening to the Bible app. I listened to Matthew this week. I think I got up to book 17. Or
Oh no, I always struggle
See,
with
I
that.
find it hard to read the Bible and be working at the same time.
yeah.
No, yeah, listening to it and working, it's like, man, it's like, wait, what? He just got crucified? Like,
Hold on, I'm gonna have to read
See, but it's
that
different for me because I'm kind of in my little own world. Like
Yeah.
if I'm doing something, it's only something I'm doing. But if I'm not listening to music, I'm working with another person, so I'm not going to be
Mhm.
listening to it because then I can't focus. But if I can just be like, I'm wiring up whatever over here, I can listen to it and actually pay attention, especially when I have it loud enough.
Yeah, like when I was trying to listen to Acts when I was running Dozer, and it's like I could hardly even pay attention because I'm.
we had to make sure
worried about
it's song or make sure it's all
back
level.
here. Oh, this isn't level here. Oh, it's like wait, what did they say?
Yeah,
Don't remember.
Yeah.
I get you. I was doing that the other day. I was plowing snow, and I was like, listen. I'm like, wait a minute, what just happened to Paul? I was listening to
Mhm.
Romans. I'm like, no, I was like, what did you say? I was like,
Yeah,
that
you
doesn't
gotta
make
rewind
sense.
it,
And then
you
I'm
gotta
like sitting
rewind
there, and I stopped the loader. I'm like,
Well, I also do that though too. I also do that too. I think I went back to book 5 in Matthew like 3 times that day.
oh yeah,
I went back like
totally
literally,
missed it.
like, and then I would like lose track of it, and I would get up all the way to book 17, 15 or whatever, and I'd be like, I just missed the like last 3 books. What the heck was I doing? And I would rewind it again and again and again. So I probably listened to like it over and over. But I was doing that this week. I did that Monday through Wednesday, I guess, and then I was listening to a podcast. I sent it in our group chat. I can't remember what it is. I think it's like HT or something like that. But it was basically going through relating the world nowadays to the book of Revelations, right? Is that
Yeah.
Revelations? I don't know why I didn't remember that, but it was going through Revelations and a lot of things that are happening right now. That's about an hour podcast every time. I think every episode is about an hour. It was pretty good. Yeah, that's kind of how life's been going at work. But yeah, I don't know. I feel pretty well right now. I haven't been tempted to do any nicotine or drink lately. I mean, that's kind of the hardest one for me. Actually, literally this morning I woke up and I was like, dang, why am I not doing this? And then I remember, but you know, sometimes it'll hit you hard, but I feel like I'm doing pretty well right now.
See, but the thing about nicotine for me, this isn't an excuse for me doing it. This is just kind of like how it is.
Yeah.
Like when I'm sitting down doing homework and I pop one.
That's an excuse.
No, it's the truth though. Like honestly, I've never.
Well, yeah, I say the same thing with working out. I love putting in a Zen and working out because it helps me breathe through my nose.
Okay, but is that a?
Oh, it's
is
totally
that
an
a-
excuse.
Is it a sin then if you're using it to?
I don't know if you're
stimulate
addicted to
something?
it, yeah. I don't know.
But I don't.
I'm not pro on this yet. I'm reading
See-
through the Bible. I'm not a pro. I'm
Mhm.
not a pro.
Yeah, like I might be. Okay, I am addicted, but I'm like at that point where I'm working my way down now. I used to do 6 milligrams. Now I do 3 milligrams, and it's just like I tried going a day without it the other day, and I was trying to write a paper, and I couldn't write the paper. I was like losing my mind. I don't know. It's one of those things. It's like
I think it's a crutch. It's a crutch that you try to hold on to. And as soon as you get off of it, like 100%, you'll snap back to normal.
Oh yeah,
It'll be back to normal.
the first week was the hardest. At the end of the week, I was losing my mind, and him and Ethan were giving me crap. They were like you just need to
Yeah.
calm down.
Oh yeah, that's because I quit the week before, and I was like going through the same thing, but I kind of did it in my like little hut, like self-containment. Nobody saw how it was hard. It was
I was
hard.
losing it.
Yeah, but he was with we were all together that weekend, and he was doing it, and yeah, he was definitely losing it. He was going to
I was losing it.
bonkers.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, for me-
I'm still struggling with that though.
Okay, did you go through like withdrawals when you guys like quit hockey too?
No.
No.
When
you were done.
I was
You were
done,
done.
and I was.
Yeah,
That's all I did for like 15 years though.
No, fair.
I did that every day. Like I'd go to work, come home, work out, go to hockey, come home, repeat every day. So weekends I did 2
10
hours
years
of
for
hockey.
me, yeah.
Yeah, that's
Mhm.
all I did.
Yep.
And then like I don't know. Now that I don't
It
have
sucked
hockey
for
during
the
the winter.
first year. For the first year off of hockey, it sucked.
Yeah, so I quit.
You kind of quit, like, didn't you? Just like
I quit.
straight up?
I straight up quit after my junior year strictly so I could go up north and spend time with my grandparents,
Yeah.
and that's what I did, and I had no regrets.
Yeah, I don't regret it, but it's just like
Yeah.
I didn't know what to do with my time.
So, but you kind of quit on your own terms.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
when the season ends, and then like you're not doing anything, you're not going to play hockey after that.
Yeah. Well,
Like that,
I knew-
that's the end.
I knew that playoff game was it. I
think that's
knew that was gonna be my last game.
I think that's why it sucks. Like if you would have quit on your own terms,
I did. I did quit on my own terms, so it's just like I didn't have anything to fill that void though.
yeah.
Like especially winter came around, it's like, what am I doing? I'm delivering freaking pizzas.
I'm working 60 hours a week,
Yeah.
delivering pizzas on the side after that, so like 80 hours a week now.
And then it's just like I got nowhere to like expel this intensity. And this is definitely helping.
For
Like
sure.
I'm definitely not as angry all the time.
Yeah.
I'm sure any of you guys can attest to that. I don't just lose my mind
I'm
randomly.
chill. I'm just like I don't know. I've just been a lot more
We're,
chill.
yeah.
I'm not as mad, right?
Corey's an angry person.
I can attest to that.
Yeah. But even before you do
It's pretty bad. Well, yeah, this is helping a lot, but it's like I quit that, quit vaping, quit drinking.
yeah, you quit everything all at once. It's like
Oh yeah, there's a weekend there. I was
you
losing
get
my
hit in the
mind.
face with a baseball bat.
I was going insane. Then him and my buddy Ethan were like, "You just need to calm down. We'll get on Xbox. We can talk about it." And I'm like, "I don't want to talk about it." And then they're like, "You need to settle down." I'm like, "I don't want to settle down." And yeah, now I'm chilled out. Just needed to get through that day.
Yeah, just a day. That's what you got to say. One more day. One more day every time. Then
One more.
it's easier.
You're okay, David Goggins.
One more
I'm
day.
gonna carry the boats.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so back to the music thing though. The other day I was riding along with Landon, and we were going to see my brother's playoff game. And we were listening to some music, obviously not like bad music. We were just listening
it
to
was
some,
just like Zach Bryan, Morgan Wallen.
yeah, just some country music, and we were fine. And then circumstances changed, and as soon as it happened, he was like, "Hey, I got this Christian song I gotta show you." He's like, "It's a banger." I was like,
It's a banger.
"All right,
It's
bet."
a banger.
Yeah, I was like, all right, we started listening. I was like, all right. And then I was like, hey, you should try listening to this one. And then, we were swapping songs back and forth. And after I got home, I was like, why did it change when it was just us? And that got me thinking about, because I just heard something about, like the story with Jesus and Pilate, how Pilate, he didn't want to crucify Jesus. He didn't. He was trying to, fight it, and he was, talking back to the crowd and everything. But he conformed to what the people around him wanted. And that just kind of got me thinking about that. So I got a bunch of verses here. It's from Matthew to John, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. They all say the same thing pretty much, but each one's worded a little different, and each one you can see. And like this is after too, you gotta keep in mind, Jesus got mocked, he got beat up, they were spitting in his face. And I can attest to this at hockey, somebody spit at me and I had 2 reps on me, and I've never wanted to actually beat somebody unconscious more in my life. It was like just like the greatest sign, like it's like I pity you that you had to do that, but it's like
Yeah.
and he took it, didn't say a word, didn't complain about it, nothing. But like, think about this. Jesus, he claimed he was doing all this, or he was professing that he was doing all this stuff. He did all these miracles and everything. And Peter denies it 3 times. After he gets beaten, everybody spits on him, all that stuff. He's in front of Pilate, or no, they brought him to Herod right away? No. Oh, no, they brought him to the priest straight away.
Mm-hmm.
And they were like interrogating him. Peter denies him 3 times. Peter was with him, saw all this going on, denies him 3 times.
Yep.
And right afterwards, it said he cried bitter, he wept bitterly, is what it says. Because he knew, because Jesus told me he was going to do it. He's like, before the rooster crows, you'll deny me 3 times. He did that.
Mm-hmm.
Think about that. You were with him with all this stuff, and you denied knowing him 3 times. Jesus didn't get mad at him or nothing over it.
Uh-huh.
And like we're sitting here, like we can't even, play a freaking song in the car, praising Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus is getting whipped, beaten. Peter denies him 3 times. Jesus forgives him. Jesus forgave him.
Yeah.
Okay, and we can't play a song. You know what I mean?
I was thinking about it when I picked you up. I'm like, what music should I play? Should I play my Christian music or should I play my?
It's tough, ain't it?
Yeah.
Because it's like you thought about it, but then you're just like, oh, whatever. You kind of brush it off,
Uh-huh.
like, whatever.
It ain't that big of a deal. It's just a song, right?
Because I didn't think about it until I got home,
Yeah.
and I was like, man, we should just why
Should
didn't
have
we do
played
that
it
the
right
whole
off
time?
the
Yeah.
bat again.
So then Peter denies him, and then the priest. Okay, so the priest brings him up on charges for blasphemy.
Yep.
So like that's like what he was going against the church, saying he was the Son of God and everything. So I got a couple verses backing that up. Blasphemy, Luke 22:71. That one explains it very well. It literally shows like, okay, that's all we needed. Luke 22:71. Then they said, what further need do we have of testimony? For we have heard it ourselves from his own mouth. Because right here, the 2 verses before it. From now on, the Son of Man will be seated at the right hand of the power of God, said Jesus. And they all said, are you the Son of God then? And he said to them, yes, I am. And then they said, well, this is what further need of testimony do we need? So that's what they brought him up on. That's blasphemy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, when they bring him to Herod, they changed the charge. Because blasphemy for Rome didn't mean nothing.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, oh, well, whatever. He claims to be the Son of God. Who cares? Like, they were seeing it all. They had gays. They had all this. They had, stuff going on, crazy stuff, Like, who cares what this guy says he's got? Like, whoop-de-dang,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's that going to change?
Yeah, but when they brought him to Pilate, they changed the charge to rebellion, telling people they didn't need to pay taxes, that he was the king.
Mm-hmm.
So they changed it a little bit. So then, because Pilate, he didn't care either. He thought he was an innocent, good man.
Yeah.
But if they were going to cause a rebellion, Pilate didn't want that because the Rome would have, been like, hey, dude, your one job here is to make sure that this group of Judea didn't rebel. Like, you were supposed to keep them under control. Like, that's your job.
Mm-hmm.
So if they start freaking out because this guy won't kill Jesus, he's kind of out of the job. But when they did it, they changed it. And then you can see Luke 23:2. It's the same page or right around it. And they began to accuse him, saying, we found this man misleading of a nation, forbidding to pay taxes to Caesar, and saying that he himself is Christ, a king. And then Pilate asked him, saying, are you the king of the Jews? And he answered him and said, it is as you say. In all of the Gospels, that is exactly what they all say. Every single one of them. Are you the king of the Jews? And he answers, it is as you say. Every one of them. So he openly says, yeah, that is exactly what I said. Obviously he didn't lie.
Mm-hmm.
So he soaked it in Pilate right here. Right here, next verse, he says, then Pilate said to the chief priests and crowd, I find no guilt in this man. So he knows that he's innocent. He knew all of this time.
Mm-hmm.
And then like they keep going, and the priests keep getting all these people right here. Stirs up the people, teaching all over Judea, starting from. Oh wait, nope, that ain't it. Oops. That's what I got written down here. Oh, right here too, Isaiah 53, 9 and 6. This is the prophecy that says when he's brought before Pilate and Herod, that he will not speak. They interrogated him and he didn't talk the whole time. Like when they were asking him, they just wouldn't answer questions. Like when they brought him before Herod, and I think John
53, 6 to 9.
53, 6 to 9.
All we like sheep have gone astray. We have turned everyone to his own way, and the Lord has laid on him the iniquity of us all. He has oppressed and he has afflicted, yet he opened not his mouth, like a lamb, and his lamb that is led to the slaughter, and like a sheep that before its shears is silent. So he opened not his mouth. By oppression and judgment he was taken away, and as for his generation who considered that he was cut off out of the land of the living, sickened for the transgression of my people. And they made his grave with the wicked and with the rich man in his death, although he had done no violence, and there was no deceit in his mouth.
So right away it says in there though, he did not open his mouth, correct?
Correct.
There's no deceit in his mouth.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't lie.
There was no deceit, but he also didn't open his mouth is also, I think, what it says.
Yet he opened not his mouth.
Yet
So-
he opened not his mouth. But in here somewhere too, I have it written down, I don't have the verse written down for some reason. But Pilate's wife even had a dream. She said, this man haunts me in my dreams.
Mhm.
You should have nothing to do with him, do not kill him, whatever. And he was, well, obviously after Pilate gave him over to the Jews, he washes his hands. He said, this man's blood is not on my hands. Well, that doesn't really actually stop it, I don't think, but but he was not defending Jesus. Like, he had the power to do the right thing.
Yep.
And like, granted, this is on a way bigger scale.
Mm-hmm.
So like, why can't we just, play
Play
Christian
music.
music?
Yeah.
This guy had the chance to, save the Son of God. Obviously, Jesus knew he was going to die going into it. It was prophesied, obviously, 1,000 years before it in Isaiah.
Yeah.
Isaiah prophesied it long before this was even going to happen. So Jesus knew what he had to do. And obviously, the night before something, I think he was praying in the Garden of Gethsemane, and he was so filled with the Holy Spirit, or he was so torn up that he started sweating blood.
Yep.
He knew what he had to do.
Okay. Yeah.
And he knew that this is what happened to happen. But Pilate is a perfect example of what Pilate and Peter,
Yeah.
like they both, like, you could have just done the right thing, been like, yeah, all right, yeah, this man's innocent, or yeah, I know him, like, yeah, I follow him. I'm here doing the same thing you're doing. I'm watching, seeing what's happening.
Like, yeah, we should have probably just played the Christian music. But
Yeah. But like, I obviously didn't think about it afterwards either, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
moving forward, that's something that
We
we're
definitely
definitely going to do now.
yeah. So then also too here, I got Mark 15:10. I don't remember, I didn't write down what's the point of it was, but it was obviously important. I don't know why I didn't mark it down. Mark 15:10. Oh, yeah. Okay, so this was kind of backing up my point that Pilate had to hand him over because to conform to the other people, like to the priests and the Jews.
Mhm.
Because Pilate himself obviously wasn't a Jew, he was Roman, These Jews were on Jesus' case because they were going against the Jewish law.
Yep.
And obviously saying he's the Son of God. So Mark 15:10 says, for he was aware, this is Pilate talking, for he was aware that the chief of priests had handed him over because of envy. Pilate knew, you know what I mean? Like, he couldn't just been like, oh, like, these guys just hate him, I don't know why, but like, he knew it was for envy because he was bringing more people to him and taking them away from the priests.
Yeah.
And then also, Mark 15:15. It's the same page, I think.
Yeah.
Wishing to satisfy the crowd, Pilate released Barabbas to them, and after having Jesus scourged, he handed him over to be crucified. Right here, wishing to satisfy the crowd.
Yeah.
He was wishing to satisfy the people, the majority. Like, I know there's this saying, it says we, as Christians, we should be of this world, or in this world, but not of this world.
Mm-hmm.
So like, you know, we can know what's going on. Like we have to know that to like help people and bring them more closer to Jesus. But we do not need to be of this world. Like obviously drinking out, going out, and all that stuff. We need to be proclaiming Jesus. We don't need to be satisfying the crowd.
Yeah.
Pilate satisfied the crowd.
Yep.
If he didn't do this, yeah, the crowd would have hated him. But
Yeah.
he would have taken up his cross. Well, I know this is after Jesus obviously died on the cross. So he would have picked up his own cross and he would have walked it. That would have been praise to him.
Yeah.
And then right here, Luke 23:14.
23.
Luke brings up the fact that they sent him to Herod. Herod wanted to see him too. Because Pilate kind of didn't want anything to do with this. He was kind of just like, hey, Herod, like, you know, I hope you give them an answer like, okay, yeah, if you find this man guilty or not. What did I say? 23:14?
Yeah.
Yep.
But Herod actually sent them back to Pilate, and that's basically saying not guilty. Because otherwise Herod would have put him to death or whatever, give him the death sentence right there.
Yep.
But Herod sent them back to Pilate. And 23:14 says, well, I'm going to read 13 too. Pilate summoned the chief of priests and rulers to the people and said to them, you brought this man to me as one who incites the people to rebel. And behold, having examined him before you, I have found no guilt in this man regarding the charges which you make against him. See, they knew. Like they knew he was innocent and they kept going. And you can read this in every single chapter and everything. And 15:2, nor has Herod, for he sent him back to us, and behold, nothing deserves death has been done by him. So they knew he wasn't worthy of being put to death. So not only did they charge him, but they released a murderer. Barabbas was a murderer. He did something. I read it, but I can't remember. I can't remember what they called it, like an insurgent or something. I don't know. But they released him, and then they killed him. So they had him whipped and everything for no reason.
Yep.
They spit on him, beat him, and everything. And then afterwards, too, you can read it. Like the Roman soldiers, they were making fun of him. They were beating him up, and they're like, "Oh, prophesy which one of us hit him, you know, or which one of us hit you." That's what they were saying.
Yeah.
And Pilate, I want to find the spot where his wife said something too. See if you can find that. You want to Google it or something? But like they all like there were so many signs, you know. Like everybody was even so Pilate, his wife, Herod, all three of them. They knew that he was innocent, but they still hand him over. Not a single one, any one of them could have just been like, all right, no, like. But Pilate was just set that he had to please his people because he had to keep his job. Like, you know, would you do something like that?
To save my job?
Yeah.
What am I looking up here?
Now who I am.
Pilate's wife.
What did Pilate's wife say about?
Jesus. Pilate's wife's dream about Jesus or something. Now in your life, what?
I feel like now in my life I wouldn't, but before I probably would have.
What do you mean?
Like, I feel like now that I have like a narrow focus on the Bible and trying to get my life like back together, I feel like before that happened, I probably would have tried to save my job.
Okay, I get it.
But now the person I am, I probably wouldn't.
Yeah, I'd probably go jobless.
Or I would, yeah, that's what I'm saying. I would
Yeah.
probably go jobless. I would do the right thing, not the crowd pleaser. I wouldn't be the crowd pleaser.
What'd you say, Matthew 27:1?
Yeah, 27:19.
19. Oh, yeah. For while he was sitting on the judgment seat, his wife sent him a message saying, have nothing to do with this righteous man, for last night I suffered greatly in a dream because of him. But the chief of priests and the elders persuaded the crowd to ask for Barabbas and to put Jesus to death. And the governor, Pilate, said to them, which of the two do you want me to release for you? And they said, Barabbas. Pilate said to them, then what shall I do with Jesus, who is called Christ? They all said, crucify him. And he said, why? What evil has he done? But they kept shouting all the more, saying, crucify him. When Pilate saw that he was accomplishing nothing, but rather a riot was starting, he took, right there, riot. They put that in there specifically, because that was his job, is to not start riots.
Mm-hmm.
Was starting. He took water and washed his hands in front of the crowd, saying, I am innocent of this man's blood. See to that yourselves. And all the people said, his blood shall be on us and our children.
That's horrible.
They released Barabbas to them, and having Jesus scoured, which means whipped, he handed them over to be crucified. Think about that. They said his blood is on our hands and our children's.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So Pilate washes his hands of it, but he could have
He could have stopped
he could have stopped it all at once.
Uh-huh. But you
I
think
didn't-
about it, this was obviously part of,
Yeah, it was
The
part of the master
plan,
plan,
but-
it had to happen. Now that I think about it though, is there something saying that? I wonder if it says something that Pilate like knew after he died and came back to life. I don't remember that though. Like Pilate was like, "Oh, I knew this man was special," but I think Pilate knew right away because he was saying somewhere in there too that he was impressed that after. And while he was being accused, the chief priests and elders, he did not answer. Then Pilate said to him, "Do you not hear how these things have testified against you?" And he did not answer with regard to even a single charge. So the governor was quite amazed. He did not answer a single thing that the chief of priests were, accusing him of.
mm-hmm.
And the governor of Rome was amazed.
Yeah.
And then obviously that fulfills the prophecy that Isaiah said too. So all this had to happen, and it was all aligned. Just kind of like you said now, like the revelation, like it all had to happen. But like I said too, with like that Billy Graham thing, it might be now, but like also in Revelation 2, it says that we not know the hour.
Yeah.
We don't know when he's coming or not.
Mm-hmm.
Could be today, could be tomorrow,
Could be in 100 years.
Yep.
We don't know. Like, there's a lot of signs aligning, but
Yeah. That could just be precursor to it.
could be, if we start.
It doesn't say how long after these things happen he's going to come either, so.
Well, there's some timeline and such
Oh,
things,
is there?
but it's like
I haven't read
7 years
Revelation.
after
I
something.
didn't either.
I've read it, but like
Still
I'm
going
not.
through Acts.
I'm rusty on it. But there's like they have dates after certain things happen, but once you get to that point, you're kind of screwed already.
Mm-hmm.
You just hope that you're not here during that.
Yeah.
Yeah, just be safe, but you're in for a wild ride.
Uh-huh.
Then you're really gonna be tortured.
Mm-hmm.
You think quit nicotine, sorry man, they're gonna force you to praise the devil.
I ain't doing that ever.
Yeah, well they'll whip you, they'll beat you, they'll starve you to death, everything.
Try me.
Yeah, good answer.
Yeah.
So moral of the story is though, is Pilate's doing this on a massive scale, and he knew.
We can do it on our little scale.
Yeah, we can do it on a little.
We can
we
play
can
our
play that
music.
music
Yep.
and not be ashamed of it.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, it's not that I was ashamed of it.
Well,
It's
yeah.
just kind of like, the time we all listened to that music. It was just
Yeah.
kind of like a vibe driving down there,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
You weren't really thinking of it.
No,
You weren't
not
thinking
really.
of it.
not
but-
really.
But now we'll make a conscious
Yeah.
effort. Yeah.
Yeah.
Once we got home, I was like, man, why didn't we do that the whole time? Like I was jamming up.
That's
But then I was like,
that's fun.
I was like,
I mean, that was like the same thing when I went to work. After our first podcast, I wasn't really thinking of anything of it. Like, I was trying to get the word out, but I didn't really think to tell my coworkers because they're construction guys. They swear all the time. They probably didn't even want to hear me to say
any
it.
of you work construction, you know what we're talking about.
But yeah, but after the first podcast, like that week, I was like, I told them all. I was like, hey, yeah, we got a podcast. It's about the Bible. We're trying to be better people. We're trying to spread the word about it. And they kind of just laughed at me or like,
Yeah, well,
I was like,
half the guys I work with, they literally tell me straight up that they don't believe in Jesus. So I'm like,
but
Right.
but that's me doing my part. At least telling them. I need to tell them at least.
yeah. Yeah, I should probably tell them too, but I don't know. Kind of a little scared.
Everybody needs to be saved.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, even true. If everybody knows the end times is coming,
Mhm.
knows.
Everybody would try to get saved. Like-
yeah, but at the same time, though, nobody's really trying.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But like if you knew there was a set date, everybody would act like idiots and crap to the last day and then
That's-
try to get saved up until
Yeah.
then.
That's
You
why
gotta
there's
do-
not an exact timeline on it. That's why
There's-
nobody will know.
There's like one, all that I can think of. I've listened to like practically the whole Bible. There's one deathbed repentance. That's the man on the cross next to Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
the guy next to him was like, "Oh,
Yeah.
you're the son of God. Why don't you save you save us?" Blah blah blah. And the other guy next to on the other side of him,
You're an idiot.
he's like, "Do you not know who you're talking to?"
Yeah.
And he basically calls out the other guy, and he was like, "Jesus, remember me when you come into your kingdom." And he said, "This day you will be there with. I will see you in paradise," or something. He says.
Mm-hmm.
He lived his life. He murdered. He did everything.
Yeah.
Imagine the angels. They're like, "Oh, who's the first guy Jesus is going to bring up there with you?"
Uh-huh.
Kind
And it's this guy on this
This
cross next to him.
murderous- Yeah. Terrible guy. But
Jesus wasn't there for the religious people. He was there for the sinners. We're all sinners.
we are.
But that's why the Pharisees never hated him. He didn't go hang out with all the priests and whatever, blah, blah, blah. He was there for the poor, the priests,
Yeah.
the sick.
That's why some people I've talked to have said like they don't believe that, murderers and rapists go to heaven. But at the end of the day, if they repent and they read the Bible, go to do their due diligence, I still believe that they are forgiven and go to heaven.
Yeah, it's
They
hard
actually
sometimes.
It's
Like, oh, who's that one famous
it's hard to believe that they would actually be able to
Ted
go up
Bundy?
there, but
Is it a Ted Bundy that they said? Certain
no,
No, it wasn't. The
Milwaukee-
blonde hair. Yeah,
Milwaukee
blonde hair,
Jeff
glasses.
Dahmer?
yeah,
Yeah.
Jeffrey Dahmer.
They said he got saved before he died or something.
Yeah,
I thought he got killed by like a broomstick or something.
He,
like
well,
that.
he got
He might have.
he got baptized. He was like going to church in jail, and then he ended up getting murdered. And some people still believe that he got saved.
Dude, have you guys seen that thing? Oh, I don't
If
know.
he actually repented though, and meant
Yeah,
he probably did.
Yeah, he probably did. Which is crazy to think about, but like at the same time, though. Good for him, but like,
it's just weird to
It's
think.
crazy to think
It's
about
so-
that Jesus will, yeah.
I've been getting a lot of stuff on like my Instagram reels.
Mhm.
There was like this chick. She said she was possessed by this demon named Jezebel or something. She was like, it was crazy. I was doing stuff that like I just thought was good and it felt good at the time,
Mhm.
and then like afterwards, like I just feel terrible and like crying, and I couldn't figure out why.
Mhm.
And we all watched Insidious or Nefarious.
Yeah.
Nefarious. Well, they showed him. Obviously, it's a movie, but
It's Hollywoodified.
But it's,
Yeah.
Stuff.
But she was like, after I left, I didn't know what to do.
Mhm.
yeah.
She's like, when I was there, it felt good. Like, I had power. Like,
Yeah.
I think I saw like like not the same exact video, but a similar one with a dude, and he was trying to turn his life around, and then he went to bed one night without I think it was masturbating or having sex with his girlfriend
oh,
or
the
something.
demon was in his room.
Yeah, and
Standing
he
over?
woke up in the middle of the night. He had
I think I saw
like not a lucid dream. I don't know what it's called, but he woke up in his body or whatever, and he saw a 10-foot demon standing over the top of him, and it screamed at him or something like that. And he woke up and he was like, I knew that was the
No,
day.
I thought he said something like he just started praying or something, and turned around and was gone.
Yeah, or something like that. But he said when he woke up, he knew that was the day that his life changed, because he was gonna turn it all around, because the devil knew he was done sinning for him.
We had hope.
Yeah, he had hope
Mhm.
finally, and yeah,
Yeah, like what your grandma said. Like when you finally decide to start following the word, you start a full-on battle with the devil.
Yeah.
Like he's gonna come at you and
Okay,
Try to
like
take
you
you
will be tempted a lot more than
Yeah,
you were
okay.
before.
Loki, I ain't gonna lie. I kind of skipped over this, I guess, earlier on accident, but I
Mhm.
feel like lately there's been a lot of temptation.
oh yeah,
Like, okay,
big time.
between girls or people being like, oh yeah, just come out,
Mm-hmm.
have a good time. And I'm like, no, I'm not. No. They're like, oh yeah, you want to go out for a drink? Go catch up? And I'm like, no, we can go catch up. I'll go bowling or something, but no, I'm not having a drink. Like,
Yeah, but even bowling, yeah,
yeah, but bowling, yeah. Well, we used to go bowling,
drink.
drink.
What do you do at bowling? You drink.
Yeah, well, it's
But,
like
yeah.
Wisconsin thing. You go to a bowling alley in Minnesota.
You go anywhere.
No, you go to yeah, exactly. But we went to a bowling alley in Minnesota. They didn't even have a bar. It was actually just a bowling alley.
Yeah.
I was like, you don't get drinks here, and then they're like, what?
What are you talking about?
Yeah, I was like,
When you're going to a Chuck E. Cheese in Wisconsin, there's beer.
Yeah, they
Probably.
serve beer there now. I'm not even kidding you.
No shot.
I'm serious. I'll look it up right now.
That is horrible.
it's just Wisconsin. It's just how it is.
Yeah.
That's why it's such a battle, too.
Yeah, dang near to move the south. Go live in the desert.
No, dude, I'm telling you, church in Kentucky was probably the craziest thing.
Yes, Chuck E. Cheese serves beer and wine at select locations.
With their pizza?
Yep.
With their greasy pizza?
Reused pizza.
Yeah. Oh, that was gross when we heard about that.
That.
What?
They like take slices from like people that would leave like have pizzas there, and they take those slices and put them on other people's pizzas.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So they can save
nasty.
money.
That's clapped.
Get out of here, Chuck E. Cheese.
That's not good. But
Well,
yeah, that was just. I feel like there's just been a lot of temptation, like that, and then like nicotine. Like I feel like
Yeah,
I'm not
literally.
addicted to it, but like I go to work and like a quarter's like, oh, you want
See
to rip? And I'm
people.
like,
yeah.
I'm like, no.
Yeah. One of the work guys left like a tin of Zins right on one of the carts, and I was like, why is it there? Like, why do I have to see this every day? And I'm not going to move it because it's not mine. I'm not going to touch other people's stuff, but like, I got to see it every day
Oh.
just sitting there. I mean,
And it's
I-
terrible too.
I really didn't like Zins that much, but it was something.
I always felt like it kind of kept me
I like my Zins.
kept me awake, kind of
Still
kept me
do.
A little bit.
like I ain't gonna lie to you, duck hunting. In the morning when you're sitting there waiting for it, it's like just getting sunrise. It's
And you're about to
beautiful.
fall asleep.
Yeah.
And you're like, I can't fall asleep.
Yeah, hit the vape or throwing a Zen. You're like,
Papa's like, oh, here we go. Let's go.
or like deer hunting too. You know, you're throwing a Zen. It's like, all right, I'm gonna see that deer walking a mile away, all the way up here. It's like,
Yeah,
oh,
we're so laser focused.
That's what I'm saying, though.
I know, but like at the same time, dude.
But that
But if you
can't-
stop,
that can't
then you'll
be
get
it.
that laser focus.
I'm gonna
back.
do some more research for next podcast, and I'm gonna find out if that's actually like a sin. If you're not addicted to it and you use it as a,
Okay, yeah, I know. You could say like, oh, it's like a 5-hour energy or whatever, but it's not. But
it's like the same thing.
I
with
know,
like
I know.
Yeah, but it's like me in the morning. I don't need to drink a Monster, but I go get a freaking Monster every morning, damn near.
Do you really?
Like damn near, I do. I don't
Okay,
need
but
it,
that's
but
not-
I just like to drink one in the car ride up there.
That's just like they taste good. I mean, they taste good. They feel.
Yeah, but I
feel
don't-
I don't have milk with them. I literally
Yeah, but I don't need it.
The
Between-
Lord doesn't say drink water and eat bread. That's all you can do. Like you can go and
no,
splurge a little bit.
but like at the same time though, like
Yeah, but not a little bit. I do it every morning before work.
That's not that. That's
Is it your-
fine.
I think that's just like bad life habits. But like,
Yeah,
I don't think it's. It might not be a sin, but
I don't know.
I'm just saying I don't need to do it. You don't need to do Zins. You don't need to drink
Oh, no.
beer. You don't need to do
Yeah, well,
all that.
I'll figure it out
You
one
need to
day.
do it.
yeah. But then where's the line of syndrome? When I think it's when you're addicted, when something's taking you away from
Yeah,
God.
the point. The addiction.
Oh, see, now we're going on a rabbit hole. Like if I throw in a Zen because it's like, oh, it really helps me focus on the Bible. Like, is that a good thing or a bad thing? Then?
If it's, I think.
But it's like the same thing with those people that are like, oh, I love smoking dope and reading the Bible. Like, it could
Okay.
be the same thing, but yeah, it's a
But
little
then,
different. Yeah, it's a little
then you
different.
start getting into man's law.
But it's
Exactly.
But if sin wasn't a thing invented or anything like it invented, what would you do to read the Bible? You would just read the Bible.
They didn't have Zens in the time of Jesus.
Yeah,
did
you would just read the Bible. You wouldn't
I know.
think about throwing a Zin in because they never
they?
existed.
ADHD wasn't the thing in the Bible.
Yeah, well, now our brains are overstimulated with 10 bajillion different things.
That's what I'm telling you.
Can't
I'm
stop
gonna move in the
thinking.
middle of the woods, middle of nowhere.
So that's it. We'll live in the desert.
Let's just ride
Go
around
live
on
in
the
the
camels.
desert.
Go ride around on the
Right.
camels.
Go live in the desert.
Well, I could never live in the desert.
Eat your
What
bread.
do you even how do you live in the desert? I know people do it, but like how? Like you don't have a
How do you-
fire or nothing. Like how do you cook any of that?
Cactus.
Does he have water?
Cactus.
Eat cactus.
They've been.
Cactus got
Propane.
food and water in it.
I couldn't do that.
All right, we're getting way off topic here.
All right.
I think we should close her up in prayer and call it a day, huh?
Let's do it.
All right. You want me to go?
Yep, you
Yeah,
kind of got her.
do
You
it.
kind of got her down.
All right. Thank you, dear Lord God, for letting us have this, and I hope this helps reach the people that really need to see it. And I thank you for moving us and showing us the ways that we need to be, and opening our eyes, like even just simply with that music touch. And step by step, it helps us get closer to you, Lord. We give you all the grace and glory and honor, Lord. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.